All right, okay, so today you're working on Unit 4, Lesson 4, okay? So when you go to Lesson 4.1, uh, you see the little photo liker with the kitty cat on it. Meow, meow, okay, make sure you meow, meow. You may need your rubber duck or you may need a buddy. And if you're at home and you don't have a rubber duck, feel free to use your friendly little hand sanitizer, something to talk it through. Remember, the purpose of talking through your code, like in debugging situations, is that your brain actually hears the words differently than you just thinking. Okay, so it's here, it tells me discuss with a partner. Most likely you're working on your own, so make sure you got your inanimate object, so you got to explain it to it, what's going on. So I want to know, what does this app do? What are the inputs? What are the outputs? What's one piece of information that might be stored in a variable? So I'm going to look at it, I'm going to run it. Okay, so I'm running the code and I'm looking at it. So what are the inputs? It looks like I've got thumbs down, thumbs up, new comment. So I got new comments. There's that button. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we got those likes. It goes up and down. Okay, that's not clickable. Okay, this area is not clickable. So we got clickable, typable, clickable, clickable, and that's it. All right, so what are the inputs? Inputs are thumbs down, thumbs up, and text and mouse button. So in all reality, the inputs are just this text, because these are just going to be on events. So these three are going to be on events, and this one's going to be text input. What are the outputs? Apparently this is my screen right here that outputs either whatever the command is according to that thumbprint, and then the likes number is changing. So that's another output. What's one piece of information that might be stored in a variable? Probably this text here is one piece of information, and then probably also likes. So I would think definitely likes, the number of likes would be stored in a variable. All right, remember to press finish when you're done looking at it. Write these things down, take notes. Okay, so that way it's like it makes it easier. Because now what you have to do is you have to figure out what is the code. What is the code for that app? Okay, and this is where you're going to have a lot of fun. Make sure you talk to your duck, talk to your hand sanitizer, talk to your pen, whatever your debug partner is. If you got a human next to you, great, even better. All right, so I'm just going to help you get started. Okay, so right now I'm in CodeView. Okay, so in CodeView it shows me the code, but do you know the names of any of these buttons? I don't. Oh, let's go look it up, says Mr. Ducky. Okay, so I'm going to go to Design View. Okay, in the Design View, I can see the properties for everything. This kitty cat, that's the image, but heck no. Maybe I want to make it a dog or something like that because I hate cats. I'm allergic to cats. Meow meow. Okay. All right, but anyway, so it's like so we see that this is the properties for the cat. I'm going to click down here. This is the like counter output. That's the name of this. Okay, that's the name of this. It's using camel case. Remember, no spaces. Little L, capital C, capital O. Scrolling down, let's see. Okay, starts with likes 0. Okay, so that's the text that it starts with. This one here, we have the new comment input. Again, camel casing. Let's see, right here it says new comment is the placeholder. What's this? I'm going to click on that. That's a comment button. Okay, it has no text. Background is light blue. Okay, so it's like in theory, you can change that, whatever, if you want. It's got an image icon, the FA comment 0 or comment O. And so it's probably that one. So I mean, in theory, you could always change that if you wanted. What's this over here? This over there is, it says all comments output, and it starts off by saying, oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, or at least in my screen it says that. Your screen may be different. Let me see, we got the up button. Okay, and it's got no text, but it's got an icon in it. Okay, and again, you can change that. You just go to choose and look at the icons or whatever. So it's like, oh, we're going to change that to maybe we change that to let me see. That's the like ones. Maybe we change it to hearts or something like that. Okay, and then maybe, you don't have to. It's like I'm just trying to show you, what everything is. And that one's a thumbs down. I'm going to go to icons. What's a grumpy? Does it got a grumpy face? Yeah. So we'll make it grumpy face. Okay, so we got hearts and grumpy face. And so, and there's the color, So yeah, so you got things like that. Green means go, red means stop. All right, so that's what I got. So going back into the code view, because you wrote down the names of these, right? You wrote down the name of this was up button. You wrote that down. And you wrote down the name of down button. You wrote down the name of comment button. You wrote down like counter output. You wrote down new comment input. You wrote down all comments output, because several of these are going to need variables and you're going to have to define them. Sorry, thank you. All right, so I'm going back to CodeView. So remember what we learned in lesson 3 is that you have your choice between a global variable and a local variable. Remember, global variables are big. They affect the entire program. You can think about you use a telescope to look at the universe, to look at big things. Okay? And so you use a microscope to look at small things being local. Okay? So, and it reminds you right here, create and assign variables to your variables. Okay, so I can come up here and, so I can bring it in and it's like, oh, what do I want to call it? I forgot the name of it. What was it? It was, I forgot. Okay, this is where you got to remember, okay? And see, we got a variable here, we got a variable there. I don't, maybe these two don't need variables. And we got a variable there. So I think you have at least 3 variables. Okay, so at least 3 variables. Okay, and then you're going to add your event handlers. Okay, remember those are in your UI control on event. It's going to perform a function. I don't know why they put comments in the function, because they attach it right there to the on event. Okay, do you remember your ID names? IDs are those are your buttons. Okay, and so you're going to have a couple of those. We got what do we got? 1, 2, 3. So we got at least 3. Okay, so we have at least 3. I could be wrong, double check me, because I'm not, my duck's not there yet. Remember, hopefully you watched the Fail Faster video, and so you know to do testing quite frequently. So you know what, if you were smart, you would almost like test, well, you are smart, but if you failed faster, is that you would most likely maybe just do all the coding for one button first, just to make that button work before you go to the next thing. Because if you write all the code for all of it and then you run it and it's got an error in it, there's a chance that, bam, it's got so many bugs is that you just get swamped in bugs. Okay, and you don't want to get swamped in bugs. They don't taste good when they get in your mouth. Keep your mouth closed when you're swimming in the swamp with bugs. My recommendation. Okay, talk to your duck, talk to your neighbor. Okay, and that's what I got to get you started. This is an exercise for you. I believe in you.